Good afternoon. Welcome to my garden. Today we're going to look at the strawberry bed here. Some of my old beds were getting kind of rough, and I had all these young runner plants. This is a variety is called Senator or Senator Dunlop or Dunlop. It's an old variety. The berries are not really all that large, but they're very sweet, very good tasting berries. They're soft, so they're not the best shipper, but they are an excellent berry for the home garden if you can find these plants anymore. They do not have as much disease resistance as some of the newer varieties. You get more mold, more rot in them, because the berries tend to not hang as high. They tend to be more lay out better, more. But for taste-wise, they're hard to beat. We have these runner plants, and these come out of the walkway. In this area, if you do not mulch your strawberries in over winter, they tend to not live. This variety does. Without mulching, these actually, I said, come out of their walkway. They have never been mulched. These were new plants, come off the old plants last year. But in preparing for this, we have put out our drip line right here. See, we pinned it down with these, got it all nice and straight. Pinned it down with these wire pins. You make these out of baling wire. Have our valves on. We'll have to clean these valves, flush these lines good before we hook it up to our feed line. I get done, I'll clean this valve up. I'll tape over it so it don't get full of dirt. But we want to do this ahead of time if we can. It's a whole lot easier to get these in before the plants are covering the whole bed. Put this in before you plant any plants. It's a whole lot easier to do. And this is our drip tape right here. This will provide our water when we need it. And this is really good because we can control our irrigation. We don't waste water. We just put on what we need. The only issue I do have with this is I have to run this line all the way down to the center of the walkway where the feed line runs. So I lose a little water, about this much of it from here to here. I'll be watering the walkway. Can't quite get away from that, but it sure saves a lot more water than doing overhead, and it's not nearly as muddy. But to plant these plants, it's quite easy. We want to make sure we do not plant the crown below soil level. We're looking here, we see this little one here. There's actually two plants here. We want to plant this, that. So the crown is not below. In fact, that plant I'm probably not going to use. There's one there. Find a good one here. Here's one. Be really easy to show. We can really see the distinction on it here. You know, a lot of times that's the problem with shooting these videos is getting things where it's just perfect in an imperfect environment. But we see right here, here's our roots, and here's the crown is right up there. We don't want that crown below the surface. That'll cause our plant to rot, and yet we want our roots all in the soil. So here's our little plant, and it's all ready. And to set this plant, we will just scrape this out, like a little hole like that with just our fingers. It's pretty easy. Because I have amended this bed with compost and sand, as you've seen in other videos, this bed is ready. And it's really nice soil compared to this walkway soil that's just a gummy old clay. Set that guy in that little scratch out right there. Push a little soil around there. Get it worked in there. Just like that. And that's all there is to setting that plant. We'll give him a little water and he'll be fine. Now you might, if you don't have your own plants, you're probably going to be dealing with bare root or potted plants. A potted plant you handle just like this. Bare root, you examine the plant, find the crown, and just go ahead and follow the same as you would this. Same as I did here. Just plant it so the crown is above soil and the roots are below. You should have good luck if you have good plants. Y'all have a wonderful day and keep growing.